Economic relations between China and Taiwan have fluctuated in tandem with the state of their diplomatic ties since the signing of their only trade deal 14 years ago. With the island's election looming, trade is being wielded by both sides for political advantage. The Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement, signed in 2010, is a version of a free trade agreement that cuts duties on about 500 Taiwanese products. It was inked under former President Ma Ying-jeou during his party, the KMT's rule, when cross-strait ties were considerably warmer. The intent of bilateral cooperation, however, has eroded since pro-independent DPP Taiwan came to power in 2016. Among the more notable disagreements, the visit of then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in 2022. It sparked not only military drills, but also the ban by China of more than 2,000 Taiwanese food products, adding to Taiwan's prized pineapples already on the blacklist. Then, with an election in Taiwan less than a year away, China launches an investigation into what it says are Taiwan's trade barriers to Chinese products. The probe is extended to the 12th of January. Now, that is just a day before the Taiwan polls. But in December, it ends suddenly, with China describing as discrimination alleged restrictions on thousands of Chinese products. Days later, China said it would end tariff cuts for 12 petrochemical products. This means asking exporters to shoulder tariffs of up to 6.5% starting this month. Beijing blames the ruling DPP stance on independence and for refusing to recognize the 1992 consensus. It also warns of more trade sanctions, at the same time lifting a ban on Taiwanese garupa fish imports as part of its long-standing carrot and stick approach. But to Taiwan, it is economic coercion. President Tsai Ing-wen accusing China of using the ECFA as a political weapon. The DPP also accusing Beijing of interfering in the poll by pressuring Taiwan business communities to vote for the relatively Beijing-friendly KMT. The island says the move violates WTO principles and is pushing for talks. Meanwhile, opposition camps, the KMT and the TPP, are keen to restart a dialogue with Beijing, specifically on a controversial service trade deal that led to the 2014 Sunflower Movement, which toppled the then KMT government. The cross-strait service trade agreement is a key component under the ECFA Accord. But economically, ties run deep. China has been Taiwan's top export destination for more than a decade. And while its reliance on China is falling and there is a push to diversify, decoupling from the world's second largest economy is not a real option. The island runs a large trade surplus with Beijing, something China calls, quote, extremely unbalanced. Whether recent trade measures were timed to coincide with Taiwan's election or not, what's at stake is the Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement, the future of which may hinge on the outcome of polls on Saturday.